My name's Alessandra. I'm from Sydney, Australia.
And my name's Luke and I'm from Sydney, Australia.
Hi, I'm Saskia and I'm from Sydney, Australia.
And I'm Emilia from Sydney as well.
Ciao ragazzi, se aveste 4 australiani seduti ad un tavolo di fronte a voi, cosa gli chiedereste? Siamo stati molto contenti di vedere tanta curiosità, quindi ora ascoltiamo le risposte di chi proviene dall'altra parte del mondo.
Com'è festeggiare il Natale in spiaggia?
I actually love it. Like, who wouldn't like to have a barbecue on the beach, you know, have a bit of a swim,
A few bevies.
a few bevies, you know.
Che posti mi consiglieresti di visitare in Australia?
Uluru is something like the girls mentioned, very special. I
Yeah.
think it's one of the wonders of the world, definitely if you're coming down to Australia.
I'd say Great Barrier Reef before it completely goes away.
In WA, Western Australia, Esperance looks amazing. So all the beautiful beaches on the west coast.
È comune per un australiano viaggiare all'interno del proprio paese?
Majority of people that I know haven't really explored many other places, and we don't really have a lot of the Italo or the Frecciarossa. That's very
Yeah, it's all
it's very
regional
quick and it's very
trains,
well organized, but
yeah.
we don't really have that in Australia as much. So it's a little bit harder to move around a little bit. Yeah.
Definitely no Ryanair. There's no
Yeah, there's no
€10
cheap-
flights, €15 flights.
No.
If you're flying to Melbourne, you're paying $150 one way.
Cosa sta succedendo di preciso in Australia?
The whole country of Ireland, like that is the whole area that has been burnt within Australia. There have been a long history of bushfires within Australia. So I think when it originally started, it was just another bushfire, which of course is horrible. But I think because it has gone on for so long and there's such devastation, that's why so many international media sources have really gotten onto the stories.
And I think it was predicted in 2000, I remember reading something that in 2020 that the fires were going to become this bad, and it's scary because in another 20 years who knows what's going to happen.
Cosa pensate di quello che sta facendo il governo per risolvere la situazione incendi?
It's not much money going into the fire services and things like that. Things that could have been prevented if we had put more money into it, could have stopped fires from developing into the big ones. So the thing is that it's not just one big fire, it could be up to 80 different fires all burning at the same time all around the country. So if you get onto the fire quick enough and stop it, then it prevents it from turning into something that's uncontrollable.
E com'è la situazione nei centri urbani?
So Sydney is in a basin, so all of the smoke that has come around the surrounding areas has just settled in Sydney. The air quality is definitely affecting everyone, even if they're not in the fire zones.
L'inglese che si parla in Australia ha accento o parole diverse rispetto a quello tradizionale?
A very obvious one is Australians say water rather than water. Why would you say the whole word when you can just shorten
Save
it?
time.
Yeah. Bevy is a beverage.
Nice.
Arvo is afternoon. A big one that no one understands when I say is when I greet someone, I'll be like, hey, how you going? But it's literally how are you?
A quanto ammonta mediamente uno stipendio australiano?
Okay, maybe about 40,000. Is that a bit generous? $40,000.
We kind of go up for that per hour. I'd say the average wage per hour is probably around $23, $24 an hour,
About
which is 16 euro, something like that, an hour. So it's very good. We start work a lot earlier in Australia. But in Sydney, it's very common to get a job at 15.
Is there any minimum wage?
I think that is the minimum. I think minimum wage is $9, isn't it
$19?
Something ridiculous like that.
about 12 euros.
Which is still heaps. That's a lot of
And
money.
what's the minimum here? It's 7.
That doesn't exist. No minimum. Wow.
In Australia mangiate la carne di canguro?
I have never tried it.
I have.
Australians do.
Do
Australians, yes.
Australians do.
It's not too common.
No.
I guess it depends where you come from.
Yeah.
Quali sono i piatti tipici australiani?
Typical Australian things, maybe like a meat pie or a sausage roll.
Classic delicacy, Tim Tam,
Tim Tam.
Caramello koala. So it's a little chocolate, and it's a little koala face on it. And inside it's got caramello, so they call it a caramello koala.
They call me Caramello. Koala. Smooth, flowing caramel covered in delicious Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate.
Perché la politica di immigrazione australiana è molto rigida nonostante la bassa densità di gente nel paese?
We've been having this constant issue with denying people if they come on a boat, we'll send them back or we'll put them into some sort of like jail, which isn't, they don't call it a jail, but it's basically a jail where we kind of hold all these people and we wait and to see if their papers get processed so they can come in, but they could be waiting up to, it could be years, like you could, yeah.
I think that it is strict for good reason, to be honest, because Sydney, Melbourne, it's so oversaturated with people. Traffic is crazy. So I think they are trying to change the policies there. So, for example, an Italian wanting to come to Australia, you have to relocate in a regional area and do, I think, 6 months of work on like a farm, and then after you've done a little bit of time, you can go into the city or something like that.
3 personaggi famosi australiani?
I'd say Hugh Jackman's pretty big.
Yeah. Margot Robbie.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Heath Ledger for sure. Chris Hemsworth, he's Thor, he played Thor.
Akadaka.
What are we talking about?
AC/DC.
E queste erano le risposte dei ragazzi australiani, che ringraziamo molto per essere passati così dal nostro appartamento di Bologna. E fateci sapere se questa idea vi piace, vi può interessare rivederla magari con altre nazionalità, se sì quali. Noi ovviamente saremo molto contenti di portarvi altri episodi in futuro, e per il momento vi ringrazio e ci vediamo settimana prossima.